Hello everyone, welcome to Break a Bolt, another episode. Today I'm hoping to put the complete E46 M3 rear end onto my 46 wagon. So if you've been watching out throughout the last couple of videos, which took me quite a while to get to them. But if you've been watching the last couple of videos, you would have noticed I've been rebuilding some of the components of the rear end, like the brakes, differential, bushings, and some of the suspension components. All this kind of leads to the final, result of bolting up the complete rear end. So there's only one difference between doing a regular, swap and this on mine, because I'm using the winch bar support package thing. So some of the bolt goes in different way. I'm hoping to show you guys how I'm doing it. Maybe you could do it the same way, maybe you can do it the different way. But yeah, before anything, if you haven't subscribed, hit like and all that stuff, please do so, that helps out. Other than that, let's get rolling. I got the two front bolts screwed in. So what I did was I screwed in these two bolts from underneath. I used a nut. I tightened the nut and then I just screwed it through all the way in. And then if you see on the top, I got a washer and a nut as well. So now let's go to the rear subframe. I mounted both swing arms, and I had to punch in the spacer I got from the kit. So now it's time to put this back in. So I'm done bolting up the differential. That's the next day, since it's kind of got late by the time I finished it. So the easiest way I found is to, if you're doing it by yourself, to put the subframe on and then slide in the differential from the back. So I don't know if you can see it. Here's the rear bolting point, and there's the front bolting point. I have the brace from E46 M3 as well in there, and yeah, it's a pretty clean fit. So let me show you from the top on the other side. Here's the front bolting point. So I basically sandwich the bolts from both ends, and I'm guessing that's how you set the subframe once you have the windsbar kit installed. So these are the rear bolting points. You get enough space to put one of the old subframe bolts through this hole, and yeah. So I'll probably clean up this space once I'm done completely, but for the moment, yeah, that's it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start putting all the rest of the suspension component, and let's get going. Here's the suspension components mounted. The output shaft, it's all Torx 12, actually E-Torx 12. There are 6 bolts, I tightened it up. And then there's the spring carrier arm, or whatever you call it. So I bolted that, and so I put the spring carrier arm, and then there's the rear trailing arm. It's all mounted. Testing my braided brake lines and making sure they have the proper length and everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and take care of the other side, and then we can keep going on. So I think I'm done with mounting the rear M3 rear end on my wagon. Just to recap, I got Garagistic subframe bushings, and then I got Garagistic steel braided brake lines, M3 brake calipers with Brembo pads, and I'm just reusing the rotors, just resurfaced. So, and that's about it. Nothing fancy. Other than that, I just made sure to change some of the seals, and yeah, that's it. It's looking good. Finally. So I replaced the M3 rear trailing arm, and I'm using the rear trailing arm bushings from the kit I got. So it's the same kind of bushings. I believe it's 85A or something. Now it's time to put the shocks and springs. So this is my old 325i complete subframe, and these are the existing shocks. Oh, yeah, they don't even compress or rebound anymore. And fortunately, I'm not using any of those. This is what I'm excited about. This is my custom-made coilover setup from FORTUNEAUTO. I believe it's a Fortune 500. Ooh. It's hand-built, and I got a spring rate of 10 and 12. I believe 10 in the front and 12 in the rear. And yeah. So these are the front. Oh, that's the rear. Okay, that's one rear. these are the fronts. Don't they look nice? Well, unfortunately I'm not gonna set the front ones yet, so yeah, but it's fully adjustable, rebound and all the camber and everything. I'm just gonna leave that on the side for the moment. And these are the rear springs. Okay, so before any of you guys ask, I was gonna go with BC coilovers, but then again I found out it's not much difference. I mean, BC coilovers were cheap, but still the FORTUNEAUTOUSA were not much of a difference from them. I think these are the entry level ones. So yeah, they look good. Anyway, let's start setting this up. Here's the FORTUNEAUTOUSA 500 coilover setup on my rear end. So the coil is there, basically just the usual 80mm bolt. The only difference is the I believe you call this the perch ring. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. Okay. So this, I believe it's called the perch, or whatever you call it. Anyway, so it basically bolts into the arm. There's a 24mm bolt underneath it. It's kind of tricky to put it in because you gotta kind of raise the suspension so it gives enough space for you to put the bolt in. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you see, here's a bolt. When the axle is fully lowered, the bolt kind of hits on the shaft right here, so we have to technically raise it so you can put the bolt in. That's about it, nothing special. The only thing is I'm using the old top hat cover from my old suspension setup as basically so I'm not hitting metal to metal from the perch spring and the arm. That's all I did. And let's go to the top of the strut tower. I cut a slit under the cover, because this does not, you can take it off, but if I want to adjust it on the fly, it's easier if I have access, since they are adjustable. So it's basically two 14mm bolts. That's about it. I think I bought this strut tower reinforcement plate from FCP Euro, just in case. That's about it. I think all I had to do is just clean up the rear end and give a coat of paint. Yeah, finally it took me several weeks to get everything done on the complete E46 rear end because I had to redo some of the seals and the calipers and everything like that. I don't know, that's it. So yeah, we bolted up the M3 E46, we have bolted up the E46 M3 rear end to the wagon, and if you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit subscribe and like and comment as usual. I'll see you guys next time. Keep breaking bolts.